Today we're going to talk about Scorn.
What genre do you think Scorn falls under?
A puzzler that wants to be a horror game but doesn't quite live up to it, what I would say.
That's a fair assessment. You think you would have a lot of jump scares, but there were none to be had.
None. I was actually surprised by that. Really, I was. I was expecting much more.
It seems like it's trying to be gross for the sake of being gross.
Yeah, and it doesn't even really achieve that, does it?
No. I imagine if Tim Burton were to make a game about his butthole, it would look like this.
Graphics-wise, what was your take on graphics as far as the world?
I think it looked okay. I think it was pretty good. If you were to look down at your body, you would actually see your kind of deformed Skeletor type muscle body. That
I actually agree with that too, because when I noticed that, I was getting into the game and I'm playing along, and then I look down and you can see what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you can see yourself, and you can look at the different things on your body. I thought that was okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very dark. A lot of dark palettes, like blacks and browns and grays and
yeah. As far as the world goes, did you think it was? I thought it was very the same all the way throughout.
Pretty much.
There was really only one part that changed, and then you go right back inside.
You go right back inside. Yeah.
It's like, why did you even move from place to place? You could have just had it all in one room almost.
Yeah.
Because the second place looked just like the first place, and then there was just running in between.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really strange.
All the dead people, I guess, is what they are. Had they all kind of moved the same, and the enemies, the deadly chicken guys, and I don't know.
I hated that so much.
Oh, it was. I
hated that so much. I was like, well, and let's talk about that. There were only 2 types of enemies?
There were three, I believe, because there's ones that stood up and like spit acid, and then there's ones that would stand up and like punch you, and then there's the little chicken guys that would fly at you.
Yeah.
That's the ones that I can remember.
And how many times do you even see them? Not often. I mean, you could count on... less than 20? Was there less than 20 enemies in the whole game?
Yeah, I would say about that. I mean, there was one part of the game where I just didn't want to fight them, so I just kind of ran around, and they all kind of cornered me, and there was probably like 6 of them. And by the time I got to that point, you get 2 shots with your weapon, and that's it. Yep. And they take at least 2 or 3 shots. If you can probably one-shot the chicken guys if you hit them in the head. But then you spend the whole animation trying to get the thing off of you while the other people are punching you in the face. So it's a really bad first-person shooter.
Yes. with a jackhammer. Because it's not even a shooter. It's
not even a good jackhammer.
Two-shot jackhammer. Yeah. You know what it reminded me of? The alien tongue.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, it's got a little grabby thing, and it just goes,
yep.
boop, boop, and that's it.
And you hold, and it looks like this, it looks like you have this badass gun, and then it just, boop.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. And you get 2 of those, and then you got to run around and wait for it to recharge.
Yes.
And sometimes the enemies take at least 3 hits. Like, if you miss their face, you got to go in for another one. But the other time, they're spitting acid and punching you in the face. And
yes.
I don't know. The health system, I thought, was pretty interesting. When you go to the health stations and you put the thing in, and it recharges the little bulb things on the end of it. And then you just inject that into you and get your life back. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, not necessarily like inventive, because was it Half-Life 2 that did something along that lines? But yes, the way it looked was kind of cool. Yeah. I liked the little
Half-Life Alyx did
bulby
it too.
thing. Yeah,
you put your hand in the thing and then it clamps down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah,
pretty much the same thing. They just did it a different way. But I mean, it was pretty interesting how they did it. That was about maybe the only good thing that I liked about the game.
Yeah.
The story, I guess, if you could call it that.
Well, I mean, on that note, though, I have to say one of the things that kicked me out of that game harder than anything else was the fact that there is 0 dialogue. 0. There is not a single word uttered. And it just made me feel like they were like, man, we're out of money. We can't afford anybody to come make any... I don't know. I just thought it made it so boring. And I've never played a game that didn't have any dialogue, I don't think.
Yeah, not even little like text boxes that
Yes,
come
not
up
even
and you
to
gotta read them.
Yeah, not even. There was nothing to read. No sound other than the music, really.
I think the concept would have been fine had they give you some kind of backstory other than
Yes.
you're just some weirdo that got his skin ripped off on an alien planet.
Yes.
I guess. I think.
Well, and yeah, I mean, you know what it felt like to me? It felt like somebody's art piece.
Yes.
Like, go draw something. Don't spend millions of dollars on like a art project, because it's like horror fans, I made this at home, check it out, kind of thing. I didn't feel like it was made to be a game. I feel like it was made for somebody's vision and not for people to enjoy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they had a stipulation, and the stipulation was you only get 5 colors. Here you go.
Yes.
So enjoy making this game. And then the puzzles. What do you think about the puzzles?
Oh.
The puzzles were kind of weird.
Yes.
The first few puzzles, the egg puzzle in the very beginning took a little while, but after you got it down pat, it was getting easier. And I felt that as the game progressed, the puzzles got easier.
Absolutely. I've just had that in my mind as you were saying it. I'm like, I know what he's going to say, because you're right. When I got to the first little egg puzzle, I was like, dude, this could take me 5 hours to figure out, and I think I texted you that too. I was like, I could be here for a while. But then you get the other puzzles and they just start getting easier, and then it's just like you have to do this one thing 4 times.
Yes. Move the cart.
So it's not really a puzzle. It's
no.
more of a, hey, let's make them waste some time in a short game, a very short game.
Yes.
Let's make them waste time running around, not really doing anything, not really trying to figure anything out, because everything was right there in front of you, like the key thing,
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But no, you've got to go here, do the key thing. Go, oh, there's 4, I got to do this 4 times now?
Yep.
And then you run over here
and get a
do
different
another
key thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was odd. It was odd.
Yes. And then the puzzles weren't very different. Once you understood how the game was going to present you the puzzles, they were pretty much the same after that. It's like you figure out one puzzle, and then you know that going into the next room that's probably going to be a similar puzzle. And then it just seems to get easier because you understand what's going on, because they don't give you any direction. They don't give you any tutorials. There's nothing. They just stick you in a room and say, figure it out.
Yes.
And then once you understand the direction they're trying to go, it makes the game easier, because then you kind of have an idea of what is coming. So would you recommend this game to anyone?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I would agree.
Sure, if you have Xbox Game Pass,
yeah,
and you want to check it out for the graphics and just to see what it looks like, I wouldn't recommend actually playing it. Maybe through the first, because really, I would say the first 15 minutes.
The first puzzle? The first puzzle room.
Puzzle.
Yeah.
That first big room where you move things around. Maybe, but no. Still no. No. It's just not worth it as far as I'm concerned.
No. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I don't know who the game is aimed for, but it's not for horror genre fans.
No.
Like jump scares and things like that, it's not for you. People who like puzzles like The Room and Myst, it's not for you, because it's just weird, and the puzzles aren't all that difficult.
Right.
I'm not really sure who the game's for, but I don't think it's for anybody.
Well, and honestly, I'm a Fallout 76 fan.
Yeah.
And I think it's boring. Because if you play Fallout 76, once you get to endgame, there's not a whole lot to do. But, yeah.
So it's like
boring.
This game starts off at endgame. There's just nothing to do.
Yeah, really. I would agree. The conclusion of the game, too, was very unsatisfying. I mean, unsatisfying.
I didn't make it to the end of the game. I couldn't. I think I got maybe 2.5, 3 hours, and it's only 4 hours long. And I was just like, I can't do this anymore.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you next time.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.
Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload new videos.